What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today I'm going to be talking about my Westpac interview experience for the graduate program here in New Zealand. So before we get started, just a quick rundown of the timeline. So I applied on the 1st of July and it's just your typical, online application, submitting like your CV, transcripts, probably a cover letter as well. And then on the 6th of August, I was invited to do a online psychometric assessment. And then on the 9th of September, so these are quite long wait times, but on the 9th of September, I did a video interview. And then on the 13th of September, so 4 days later, so that was quite a quick turnaround, I got invited to the hackathon, which is basically the kind of last stage, I guess, of the assessment. So then the hackathon was on the 7th and the 8th of October. And then another month later, on the 11th of November, that's when I got the call to say that I didn't get the role. So starting off with the video interview. So this is pretty chill, not too difficult. The first question was, at Westpac, we have recently shared our mission to New Zealand, together greater. What does that mean to you and the communities that you're a part of? So basically I talked about being a part of my student council at university and being the faculty representative. And yeah, just helping out the community and being a good citizen. And the second question was about data, and was about basically how would you use data to solve a Westpac customer experience or problem. And I talked about bank accounts and how we could use maybe data to predict people's accounts getting hacked and something like that. I don't even know, just made something up. And then the last two parts of the video interview, two, were just tell us 2 facts about yourself. So first one had to be related to your studies, and then second about your personal life. Honestly, I can't even remember the first fact or what I said about my studies, but I know my personal life, I talked about my exchange. So I talked about when I lived in Italy for 10 months, so obviously super interesting and exciting, and we love to see it. Before the hackathon actually happened, we got sent a little goodie box of snacks, which was nice. It was all junk food though, so that was a bit concerning. But anyways, that was nice touch, always exciting to get free food. And this hackathon was on the 7th of 8th of October, like I said. So to be honest, this is a pretty, it's a pretty big commitment. Basically it was 9 to 5 practically for 2 days, so I feel like they're asking a lot, It's a lot of time that people are dedicating to the interview process. But yeah, so on the first day of the hackathon, I actually had some trouble logging in. So we were meant to log in at 8 AM, and then I basically got in at 8, and it took me half an hour just to figure out all the passwords, and because it was on Microsoft Teams, and there was specific rooms that we had to join, and it was just I don't know, it was just a mish. But anyways, I got in, and then about 9 o'clock, we got into our little team. So we were put into teams of 4 or 5 people. And yeah, we basically got given our brief, I guess, which was to make an app or create an idea to help better serve their customers. So a big part of the first day was user experience, and we have to kind of make this persona and then figure out what their problems were, what were their pain points and how could we help them. And yeah, that was basically the first day, mostly just discussing ideas, jotting down notes and kind of brainstorming our idea. And then the second day, again, started at about 9. The second day was kind of more focused on our presentation, which I guess was kind of the end deliverable at the end of the hackathon, because it wasn't technical, we didn't have to do any programming or anything like that. Essentially, it was just make an idea and then present it. And then throughout the second day, we also had to do kind of mini interviews. So basically, before the hackathon started, we had to give them 3 of our conversation topics that we could be asked about. So the one that I was asked about was language learning, and I felt like I did pretty well, to be honest. Obviously it's something that I'm quite passionate about. I feel like I had some interesting stuff to talk about. But yeah, so the second day was basically just a lot of Microsoft Teams, working online. Essentially it was quite full on. For me, I guess I'm more of an introverted person, and I tend to zone out. I'm after 2 hours And don't get me wrong, like we were definitely given breaks, but even like every 2.5 hours for me is like not enough. Like my ADHD brain can only focus for like 20 minutes at a time. But anyways, so yeah, that was basically the second day, and the day finished with presentations, and my team actually won out of all the groups, so I was pretty proud of that. And they said that we were going to get a prize as well. And to be honest, I was pretty excited, but then it was a bit underwhelming because when I got sent the prize, like first of all, the letter, it didn't have my name. Like they wrote like someone else's name, so that was a bit like, okay. Like yeah, so the prize that I got was the Amazon Echo, and to be honest, it was super hard to set up, and like I still haven't even really used it, so it's kind of just sitting on my table. So overall, the experience was like not too bad. I feel like everyone on my team was very nice, and you know, the hackathon was interesting. To tell you the truth, I do feel like it was a huge time commitment. I basically, you know, the whole hackathon was like over 16 hours, and then if you include, you know, all the preparation and all the video interviews and everything involved in the application process, I probably spent over 20 hours just, you know, applying. And then when I got the call that I didn't get the role, it lasted probably like 30 seconds, no more than a minute. Like the lady was literally just like, hey, yeah, sorry, you didn't get the job, and then like they hang up, and I was like, okay. Like, I mean, I'm not expecting a whole, you know, like 20-minute conversation or anything, but like given the fact that people have spent this much time, you know, invested in the application process, and the literal, like the only feedback that I got really was just that I was too quiet, and you know, they couldn't really like get a good gauge of me, I guess. Yeah, I just felt like that was a bit disappointing in terms of like just a lack of feedback, and I feel like how can I don't know, like yeah, I just think it's not a really good excuse, I guess, to not hire someone just because they're quiet. Like, you know, some people are just introverted, and it's like that's okay. But anyways, I think, to be honest, I guess I maybe didn't look or didn't seem very enthusiastic because I was just I was just over it. Like, come on, I mean, like I can't be energetic for 16 hours. Like, yeah, I couldn't do it. But anyways, overall, it was not a terrible experience. I think if you've got an interview with Westpac, or you know, you've got like something similar to this hackathon coming up, obviously it's important to be genuine, but also you got to be enthusiastic as well, and you got to participate, because that seemed to be the thing that kind of let me down. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!